Although we later moved to a smaller town, I grew up in Detroit during the civil rights riots. I remember not being able to go outside and play because of the gigantic military tanks rolling down our street and soldiers in green uniforms. It was also during the birth of Motown. There seemed to be talented doo-wop groups on every block singing harmonies. All the heroes were always depicted as Caucasian, despite the failure to record positive contributions by Black people to society. Our beautiful and brave Black mothers weathered the storm. Our Black mothers did a miraculous job of loving us, while society not only shunned them, but paid them lower wages. As a grown woman, I now look back in tears as I imagine my dear mother trying to choose dolls for us when there was nothing to choose from, nothing but white dolls everywhere. To create a world with deliberate indifference is beyond unfair and non-compassionate, but sinful, demonic, sadistic, and psychotic. To hate anyone for the way they were born, whether it's their race or because they are deformed, is ignorant. It wasn't until high school that I first saw a Black doll. I must have known something at the age of 2, because it's clear by the way I'm holding my doll, I did not feel a connection to it. What I remember about this day is asking my mother who the strange, tall, thin, dark-skinned man was in our living room. She said, "He's a photographer." I never heard such a big word before. She then said, "He's here to take your picture." To clarify, I am so blessed and proud to have Black blood in me.
Once again, a bunch of internet racists are upset that a fictional character is being played by a Black person. First of all, of course, the Little Mermaid is Black, all right? Everyone whose name starts with Lil is Black. Lil Wayne, Lil Nas X, Lil Kim. Honestly, if you heard that there was a woman named Little Mermaid, you just assume that she's on a track with Cardi B, you know? With my wet flippers. So look, stop being ridiculous. It's imaginary.
Wow, it means the world for me to play a character like this. Like you said, if I would have seen a woman who's my skin color on the screen when I was little, I think it would have changed so much for me and my whole perspective on life. So the fact that I get to do this is really surreal, and I'm just so grateful, and I just hope people really love what we've brought to the film.
We also need to shine a light on this heartwarming thread that's going viral on Twitter of young Black girls all over the world reacting with pure joy after seeing a princess who looks just like them.
Is Ariel? Are you sure that's the real her?
Go.
She's brown like me, Mom.
What, baby?
She's brown like me.
Yeah, she's brown like you.
I'm so excited to see you.
We're gonna go see it when it comes out in the theater.
Yes!
Wish I could be.
The new trailer for The Little Mermaid is generating extraordinary reaction, especially among Black girls.
Oh, she's black! Oh, that's a Black mermaid! She's like me!
Many of them are mesmerized watching a cherished fairy tale character who looks just like them. 22-year-old actress Halle Bailey stars as Ariel in Disney's new live-action film, and she looks nothing like the animated Little Mermaid with red hair from the original 1989 classic.
Wish I could be part of that world.
Parents have been posting these charming videos to social media, many saying how important it is that their daughters see themselves reflected on the big screen. An extraordinary 104 million people have viewed the sneak peek. But apparently not everyone is happy to see a Black Little Mermaid. Hard to believe, but the trailer has received more than 1.5 million dislikes on YouTube. Then there are the ugly, racist tweets. The Little Mermaid is white, not black.
What people have to understand is that this is a beautiful opportunity for young people to see themselves in a situation and in a way in which they have not before.
Halle Bailey says she's not focusing on the hate. I'm so grateful for what it will do for all the other little Black and brown boys and girls who will see themselves in me.
She's brown!
And all she has to do is look at the excitement of the little girls embracing her.
She's black!
For the last 400 years, we have misrepresented or underrepresented or not represented people who are other than white. And now people who are white are complaining because there is one fairy tale that talks about, that has a black, not black, a dark brown female as the heroine. But you see, we're using every possible means we can to enhance the idea of the rightness of whiteness. And by doing it, we are proving that we are less intelligent, that we are less civil, that we are less socialized than people of color are, because people of color know better than to act like this. They know better than to complain because the Little Mermaid isn't their color. They have known better than to complain about all those fairy tales that they read all those years and that were pushed on them by teachers all those years. And none of the heroes and none of the heroines to speak of were anything but white.
I just really want to thank you. The question that I have for you is, could you speak a little bit to the reverse aspect of this? Because I hear people talking about a black person playing a Little Mermaid, but they've had nothing to say about the over 100 white characters throughout history, actors who have played non-white people like Othello and Genghis Khan and Cleopatra. Could you speak a little bit to that hypocrisy?
That hypocrisy is what put us where we are today. We're absolutely determined as palefaces not to admit the truth and not to see the truth. People of color from countries in Africa at the equator originally populated every landmass on the face of the earth. Why are we afraid to admit that, and why aren't we teaching that? Why aren't we teaching that this continent, this what we call the United States of America, this continent, was discovered by people of color between 20,000 and 10,000 years before Columbus was a gleam in his father's eye. It's time for us to stop teaching the lie and start teaching the truth. It will make everything easier for everyone.
Don't forget to subscribe, and if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button.